Touch the leg and welcome to Tibet This Week, where we bring you weekly news edition on Tibet, His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration. Let's have a look at today's headlines. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Central Tibetan Administration congratulate new Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. His Holiness the Dalai Lama reassures good health on 89th birthday. Celebrations take place in different parts of the world. Sikyong Penpa embarks on official visit to Ladakh and the United States. Kalon Tharlam Changra addresses seminar at Tokyo University. Kalon Gyari attends memorial prayers for political prisoner late Jador Phuntsok Wangchuk. His Holiness the Dalai Lama and Sikyong Penpa Tsering have written to Sir Keir Starmer to offer him congratulations on his party's victory in the recent elections and his appointment as Prime Minister of the United Kingdom. In the letter, His Holiness wrote, "The world is facing a challenging time and the United Kingdom has the opportunity to make a significant contribution to peace and stability in our ever more interdependent world." His Holiness thanked the people of Great Britain for supporting the Tibetan people for many years and wished the new Prime Minister every success in fulfilling the aspirations of the people of the United Kingdom. Cherishing the long and unique historical relationship between Tibet and the United Kingdom since the 18th century, Sikyong Penpa Tsering in his letter expressed his confidence in a renewed attention and support to the Tibetan cause under the leadership of the new Prime Minister. On the occasion of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 89th birthday, His Holiness virtually addressed and thanked everyone for birthday greetings that poured in from all corners of the globe. In the video, His Holiness said he is almost 90-year-old and said he don't feel unhealthy except for the slight discomfort in his leg post his knee surgery.
Menju temple chayorde kata shize sugu ya tajo shayede en samalo lo devo shuro na shani ngadi shuayin ta adabodo she gyawang ge chan dikini kata pechina zamli manguchiliya Phuntsok 강점 시 가다 조금에 담배 샴딩에 강점식 주요래 더도야 그냥 모든 담배 샴딩 쭉 삼았으니 심다로 제세 심수로 제세게 가라서 뱀이 제천나 저거 가봐 여기네 삼월로게 아니 내가 제가 드신데 상마에는 말람자야다 디디 후다처럼 시신 사이 엔다이 투시.
On 6 July, the occasion of the 89th birthday anniversary of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, Tibetans led the Central Tibetan Administration gathered at the Suklakhan courtyard to commemorate the biggest celebration of the Tibetan community. The presence of the chief guest, the Honorable Chief Minister of Sikkim, Sri Prem Singh Tamang, and other distinguished guests graced the event. These included the Speaker of Sikkim Legislative Assembly, Mingma Nobu Sharpa, Sri Tapir Gao, a member of Lok Sabha representing the Arunachal East constituency, and accompanied by several other dignitary officials and ministers of Sikkim. Additionally, the event was attended by Phutila Karpache, Honorable Deputy Speaker of the Ontario Legislative Assembly, Canada, and Namgay Khenshonsang, Mayor of Otteville, MC, a municipality in the district of Melin in the canton of Zurich in Switzerland. Following Sikyong Penpa Tsering and Speaker Khepo Sonam Tempel's delivery of the statement of the Kashak and the Tibetan Parliament in exile, respectively, distinguished guests extended their best wishes to His Holiness the Dalai Lama on his 89th birthday.
I wish you a lovely Chunga. I wish His Holiness a very, very long life. I wish him a happy birthday and Pödyalo.
But imagine a 24-year-old having this vision for his people in exile and dedicating the next 65 years of his life to achieve it. We are products of his tireless work and his sacrifices. I am a product of his tireless work and sacrifice. We are all his legacy. We are here and we are who we are because of him.
On the special occasions, we not only celebrate the birthday of Reverend spiritual leader, but also honor a man who has dedicated his life to the principle of peace, compassion, and understandings. His Holiness journey has been one of the rare, remarkable courage and unwavering commitment to the well-being of not only his people but also the greater good of humanity.
I am deeply humbled that I am fortunate to announce such worthy offering upon His Holiness on this special day. I know that the people in Sikkim are filled with immense pride that today I stand here as their Chief Minister with immense faith upon His Holiness, wishing on his 89th birthday.
The event saw lively cultural performances from Tibetan schools, regional Tibetan associations in Dharamshala and the Tibetan Institute of Performing Arts and significant literary launches. 6 civil servants were facilitated by the Tibetan Public Service Commission on their completion of 25 years of the service. Similarly, 2 civil servants were awarded with Excellence Awards for their distinctive service. Like every year, His Holiness the Dalai Lama's birthday is celebrated by Tibetans and Tibet supporters around the world. Much jubilant celebration was seen in Tibetan settlements across India, diaspora Tibetan community worldwide, schools, monasteries, and offices of Tibet headed by the representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama, who invited local government officials and distinguished guests on the day. Also on the day, around 250 members of the Tibetan community in Dehradun planted 3,000 saplings in their city. And for the historic first, the birthday of His Holiness the Dalai Lama was celebrated by Mongolians with a large-scale event. The Festival of Compassion, organized by Telo Tulku Rinpoche, representative of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to Russia, Mongolia and CIS countries, was attended by over 600 guests with senior religious figures, foreign ambassadors and other distinguished guests in attendance in Ulaanbaatar. On Monday this week, Sikyong Tsering of the Central Tibetan Administration left for Leh, Ladakh for an official visit for 2 weeks. He will further embark on official visits to the United States of America from 18 July to 4th August. On Monday this week, Sikyong Tsering, the incumbent Kalon of the Department of Home of Central Tibetan Administration, arrived in Ladakh to begin his visits to Tibetan settlements and key offices of the Tibetan community as part of his second leg of the official tour of the Tibetan settlements in India. Upon arrival, Sikyong was accorded a warm welcome reception by the Chief Representative Officer Tibettv, local Tibetan Justice Commissioner Penpa, President of the local Tibetan Assembly Tibettv, and representatives from the monasteries, local Tibetan Menzikan, Tibetan Primary Health Care Center, Tibetan schools and other Tibetan civil societies. Joint Secretary Tashi Digi of the Department of Home and the representative from the SAT, who are part of the inspection team, joined the reception. Thereafter, as part of his first day itinerary, Sikyong kicked off an inspection of the Tibetan offices and ongoing projects in Choklamsar, namely the Chief Representative Office, Local Tibetan Justice Commission Office, Tibetan Primary Health Care Center, Office of Regional Tibetan Freedom Movement, Choklamsar-based Tobe Menzika, Local Tibetan Assembly's project site, and Office of Regional Tibetan Cooperative and its cable office and shop. According to Chief Representative Officer Thintuptashi, Sikyong will visit Sunamling and all Changdang settlements during his formal visit to address the public and inspect ongoing projects in their respective areas. He further stated that the program includes meeting with the prominent Ladakh leaders and Union Territory officials. On Monday this week, the Liaison Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for Japan and East Asia organized His Holiness the Dalai Lama's 89th birthday celebration at Hotel Okura, Tokyo. Many Japanese, Mongolians, Chinese and people from other communities joined the Tibetans in the celebration. Around 200 people, including Japanese nationals and regional lawmakers, abbots and monks from various monasteries and Shinto shrines, intellectuals and professors and Tibet supporters gathered on the day. People from faraway places, including Hokkaido in the north, Okinawa in the south, Kyushu, Shikoku, Osaka, Nara, etc., joined the celebration. They all expressed great love and devotion for His Holiness the Dalai Lama's vision for world peace and harmony. On Monday this week, Education Minister of the Central Tibetan Administration, Tharlam Changra, attended and addressed a seminar titled China's Colonial Boarding School, an Evil Designed to Eradicate the Minority Nationals' Identity at the University of Tokyo Komaba campus. Tibet House Japan and Safe Tibet Network organized the seminar with the cooperation of the Minority Nationals Conference Minzoku Dai Hokkaiki. Ishi Mitsuko, a member of the parliament representing the Japanese Parliament Support Group for Tibet, expressed her support for the just cause of Tibet and other occupied nationals, and the Japanese parliamentarians will work to stop this Chinese policy of denying the children of minority nationals their language and culture. Education Minister Tharlam Changra, during her address to the students, spoke on how China has tried and is still trying to destroy Tibetan identity, language and religious culture since its occupation of Tibet in the 1950s. Kalon called for solidarity and urged the Chinese government to shut down these boarding schools and put an immediate stop to its destructive and dangerous policy. Representative Dr. Tsering Arya of the Liaison Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for Japan and East Asia gave a brief presentation on the nature of the Chinese colonial boarding school in Tibet and how it is affecting young children. He shared a video by the Tokyo Broadcasting Service on the colonial boarding school and the testimonies of the children about their harrowing experiences in the boarding schools. The seminar hall saw many Japanese, Chinese, Mongolian, Taiwanese and Hong Kongers attending this seminar and discussing the issue fervently. The Japanese version of the Tibet Action Institute's report on the Chinese colonial boarding school was distributed to the panels and the audience. In the third leg of her maiden visit to Japan, Education Kalon Tharlam Changra of the Central Tibetan Administration visited the Japanese Parliament building at Nagatacho, Tokyo, and met with the members and staff of the Japanese Parliamentary Support Group for Tibet. Shimomura Hakuban, chairman of the Japanese Parliamentary Support Group for Tibet, Ishi Mitsuko, Mr. Ryo Hirofumi, and others received Kalon Tharlam Changra at the International Conference Hall. Education Kalon, during her address to the Parliament, thanked the parliamentarians, the Japanese people, and the government for their strong support of Tibetans' struggle for freedom and justice. Kalon updated the parliamentarians on the situation in Tibet and talked about the baseless claim of the CCP in the selection of His Holiness the Dalai Lama's reincarnation and the Chinese colonial boarding schools in Tibet. She briefed them on the recent U.S. Congress resolution, Tibet Resolved Act, and requested a similar form of support from the Japanese Parliament. Kalon updated the members on the recent visit of His Holiness the Dalai Lama to the U.S. and how the knee surgery has gone very well and that His Holiness is fine and healthy. Representative of the Liaison Office of His Holiness the Dalai Lama for Japan and East Asia, Dr. Tsering Arya, briefed the members on the critical situation in Tibet and the CCP's interference in Tibetan religious, cultural and social issues. Security Kalon Gyari attends memorial prayer for late political prisoner Jador Wangchuk at the Community Hall, Bokso Road, McLeodganj on 5th July. The patriarch Jador Wangchuk was born in Palri village, Chomong Chokurchang, Logachongye County. He He was arrested in May 1990 in coordinated efforts to display posters advocating Tibetan independence and expulsion of Chinese forces from Tibet. He served prison terms in Nyedong prison and Trapchi prison for almost a decade until his release and went to exile in India in 2000. From 2004 to 2010, he was secretary of the Political Prisoners Movement of Tibet. Phuntsok Wangchuk died in New York City on 20th June. That is all the news for this week's edition of Tibet This Week. Thank you so much for watching.